passion.
Yeah, but I don't want to offend anyone.
Wait, okay, I feel you. Who do you think that you would offend by stating facts?
White people?
When have you... Damn, you, when you want to talk about not offending them, we get a little bit more love. Now here's the thing. When have you in your life cared about offending people stating facts? Thank you.
Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces, iniquities of their father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation, not for living water. Waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order. Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces, iniquities of their father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation, not for living water. Waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Would you say that the people... Matter of fact, read Deuteronomy 28:68 again. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
The Lord's going to bring us in a house of bondage. Again, read.
With ships.
With ships, like black people were brought over here to the Americas, right? And Hispanic and Native Indians were carried to other countries, right? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
In the place that black, Hispanic, and Native Indians were taken to on ships, they were going to be sold unto their enemies. So, who was the enemies we were sold unto when we got here?
The white people?
Oh, come on, Sarah. I know you got a little bit more love in your heart than that. Who? I know you got. When I say a little bit more love, I mean you can say it with a little bit more passion.
Yeah, but I don't want to offend anyone.
Wait. Okay, I feel you. Who do you think that you would offend by stating facts?
White people?
When have you... Damn, you, when you want to talk about not offending them, we get a little bit more love. Now here's the thing. When have you in your life cared about offending people stating facts? Thank you. If you ever caught that girl in the phone, you'd have been stating facts. And you do this, and you broke, and your jaws is dirty, and you ain't got no eye, and I pay for this, and I pay for that. But here's my thing. Shouldn't we have more love for our people and your man than you would have for some goddamn white dude?
Right.
So, who were the enemies that we were sold into after we were let off of them ships?
I call them clear.
Get a sister in here. Get a sister in here.
I call them clear.
You want to know why? You know why we giving you a hand for calling them clear? Because they are translucent. They are not white. They are so-called white. And you're not black either. My pants are black.
Right.
Okay? Listen, you are a beautiful mahogany color, right? Jasper skinned, all right, if you will. With a nice reddish huish tone. That's why the checker red goes good with you. It brings out the red hues in your skin. We understand that. They're translucent. But we understand who the world call. Who the world call them? Pale sister in, right? White people, Caucasian, okay, Slavic, pale skin. Now, the scripture says that the people that we were sold to as we were brought on ships are our enemies. Right? Now get that back in Psalms 83. Go ahead. From the top.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
These are the same enemies. The same people we were sold to is the same enemies that make a tumult. A tumult is like a whispering, right? It's like how people talk behind our back. How people, it's like that underlying, that covert racism that we know is there, yet most people don't want to say it directly to our face, right? When you walk into somewhere and then you walk out and they say, "Oh my God, did you see her butt? Oh my God, how did she do that with the front of her hair? What was that?" They don't know anything about edges, because they don't got them. And when they do have them, they blend into their forehead, right? They part it, or they give themselves a soothe, they soothe it, right? They don't know anything about that, but they make a tumult in so many other different ways, degrading and speaking against us, right? Our enemies do that, right?
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And those that hate us, the people that have been mistreating us for so long, it said they lifted up their head because they become proud over us. As they want to be like us, they still feel like they're better than us. Ain't that crazy? They're traveling to all different parts of the world, spending thousands of dollars to get a body like Serrano's, but then they're going to act like they're better than you. They're going to go and they're going to pay all of this money to go get injections to make their skin like Sawanas, or their lips like Sawanas, or now they want to get braids like Sawana. Right? They do all those different things. Sit out in the sun for how many hours? To look like us, but then somehow they still think like they better than us? Do you know that white people travel the world with certain rap or R&B artists? Like, they go and travel the world to see the same show every damn night in different places. Yet they still feel like they're better than us. How wild is that? This is crazy. They have lifted up their head to become proud over us, read?
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And then these same people, our enemies that hate us, that's proud over us, that talk and create negativity on us, what did they do? It says, read it again.
They have taken crafty counsel.
It said they take crafty counsel. Sawana, do me a favor, not right now. 2 seconds. Just give me a minute. Not right now. You can hold off. Is it cools? I understand. Yeah, just put it on real quick for me. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. No, I understand. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Lord. All right? This information we bring out is going to be so much more fulfilling. It's going to be so much more fulfilling, all right, than that cigarette. Bring it out. They have taken crafty counsel. So now they're dealing smart. Now they're dealing cunning, right? To be crafty, you got to move with a level of a skill. And that's how they deal with us now. How do they take crafty counsel against us? They sit up there and they figure out all of these different ways to have us focusing on everything except our liberation. During the time of the Reconstruction era, where they let us off plantations, they created this system that made us want to be more a part of it, rather than the plantation system that made us want to run away. You see the difference between the two eras and how they moved out of one? Now we fight to be Americans, whereas before we was trying our best to get out. Right? And I know you made that face like, no, not all of us, but majority of us. Proud to be Americans. Even will go and join themselves to go and fight in the American military. Don't you know during this same time, the Reconstruction era, there was a civil war, right? Between the North and the South. The North wanted to let the slaves off plantations, and the South wanted to keep us there. Don't you know that there were black slaves and black soldiers fighting on the side of the South to keep themselves in slavery? That's cunning. That's the crafty counsel. And in so many other ways to take us away from who we are. Read.
It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
It says they've consulted against the hidden ones. When you go into the Hebrew, that word hidden one, it means those that are to be protected. So when danger comes, who are the people that should be protected? Huh? The hidden ones, but I'm talking about today, right?
The blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans.
Amongst them, if harm or danger came to those people, who are the people that we need to protect? We need to protect our women, we need to protect our children, and we need to protect our elderly, right? How do they consult against our hidden ones? Because they teach our women that they don't need us, right? And they cause a division amongst us. And then how do they consult against the children? At the age of 3, 4, or 5 years old, we are forced to put our children in the institutions that teach them what? How to be American. And how to love being American. And they teach our children how to pledge an allegiance to America. And they take God out of it. You know why? Because if they but even then, even if they left God in it, they teach us that God looks like this. That's another way they've consulted against our hidden ones. They teach us that our God is right, so that anytime we look for salvation or anything pleasant for us, we got to look to them. Lamentations 4:17. Bring it up.
They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
So Wanda, the way that they consulted with us is they wanted to cut us off from being a nation. Right? How did they cut us off from being a nation? Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's why before you came up, did you know that you were an Israelite? You see that, Sawana? Full circle, right? But I wanted to show that And I apologize for cutting off all conversation in the midst of it. I had to show that because you spoke of something. You said, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But here's the thing, though. You see what happens when they get uncomfortable? They stop having answers. I bet you she does not tell her daughter she doesn't know at home. When she comes to her and says, Mom, I want to get my ear pierced, she says, Brenda, I don't think that would be. And she's going to say, why? And she's going to give her reason and explanation behind anything that she wants her daughter to do. But then when it comes to justice, it's, I don't know. I don't know. You know. She doesn't know and she doesn't care to know. And as soon as she had opportunity, I got to go. I got to get out of here. Did I curse at her? Did I threaten her? All I did was ask her questions on what she thinks should be done. She had an answer that it's terrible. But this is what I always mess them up with. What do you think should happen to her? If the roles is flipped, nothing should happen to her. Nothing should happen for her. You want to know why? Because what our ancestors did was for the betterment of her and her daughter. That's why she can walk up and down Mission Street in San Francisco right now having a good old time. Because of the rape, robbery, murder of our people. So she speaks, she's damn if she do, damn she don't. If she speaks against it, I can't trust you because you're telling your own people to appeal to me. But if you do speak in favor of it, then hey, you're my enemy. And that's clear.
That's right.
That's the tumult. That's the tumult. Because imagine a conversation her and the daughter's going to have walking up the block.
I'm actually wondering, is she going to have this moment at the teaching moment to let her know?
Hell no. Why would she? Now here's the thing. I'm going to take that back. She might, but in what direction? In what direction? Nancy, listen now. That was a teachable moment. Okay? I think that this could be a teachable moment. Who's seen Atlanta? This new season. You seen it? You seen it with a Benjamite nanny? It was a Benjamite nanny. She died, and they had to go to the Trinidad funeral. They just kept saying it. The two parents, right? They had a white son. He was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and his babysitter, his caregiver, was Trinidadian, right? She died, and they were discussing amongst each other like, were they going to tell the son that she died, or how were they going to tell him? So everything was like, okay, well, according to Dr. Lipschitz, and like, the name was literally Dr. Lipschitz, like on the Rugrats. Like, literally, Dr. Lipschitz on the show. Dr. Lipschitz always tells us that this is a teachable moment, right? So they were trying to just explain it. They tried to break it down through dinosaurs being extinct and getting hit with a meteor, and like, yeah, you know, they're not going to come back anymore. Finally, the dad just gets upset and says, listen, you know, Miss Such and Such, she died, all right? She died, and that's just what it is. But saying all that to say, she's going to use that as a teachable moment to tell her what exactly. Honey, there are wrong things that are done in the world, and if you just do your part, you can make this world a better place. But then, when she's in our face, she says, we deserve reparations. Is she going to go down the street and teach her daughter how to give black people reparations? But again, reparations in the form of what? She said she'd never accept a certain amount of money that's going to repair her for something that happened to her daughter.
Trick bag.
It's a trick bag. That's why I said, damn if you do that in the front door. I always tell white folks, stop getting in my face trying to cape and tap dance for me. I don't want you to tap dance for me because y'all made us tap dance for y'all. Stand by what your forefathers did. We did it so right. Stand on that. I'm not mad at y'all for that. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at my ancestors for even doing things that would allow us to be in a position for that to happen. Because we just read, if we followed the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, that we would be on high above our nations. We would never be subject to them to have to suffer anything that they could ever do to us. They did what they were supposed to do. It's called, hey, they came up with a lick. You see a lick, you go capitalize on it, my guy.
Another speaker right here.
That's all right, I can hear you.
Oh, I can yell. You hear me?
Don't let
Is it
the
still?
devil
Oh, the devil ain't gonna stop this show. I think I'm actually louder than the damn speaker. But I would like to preserve my octaves. Right? Okay. But again, I would have did the same thing and I would have stood on it. I don't like how they get in our face and start trying to make it seem like it's no more. It's not that way. If you take the opportunity and the liberty that you have to ignore it,
you're just as big as, or you're just as a part of the problem as if you did it. Because you walk around enjoying the benefits, the blessings, and the spoils of it, but you don't want to talk about it. And if we don't have to talk about it, a solution will never be reached to fix the problem. But we don't need to have a conversation with them to find out the solution. We have a solution. The God, the creator of heaven and earth, has chosen us to be a special, peculiar, and a chosen people and generation. And he is going to give us that justice. He's going to seek the vengeance that we deserve. And he's going to execute that by the hand of us. And he's going to put his anger and fury on us to execute that. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. 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 This was so crazy. This was so crazy, right? Listen, thank you. You want to know how I know she heard me? Because before I said something to her, she was like, what's going on over here? As soon as I said, hey, man, I was like, huh? I think we got to catch this bus. Let's get back to Psalms 83. Let's get back to Psalms 83, right? They've taken crafty counsel against us. They consulted against our hidden ones. They make a tumult. These are our enemies and the people that hate us, right? They wanted to cut us off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in our remembrance. In that institution that they forced us to be into, from 4 or 5 all the way up until 18, they have never even come close to teaching us that we're God's chosen people, the Israelites. You know what they're even doing now in certain parts of America? It's about to spread throughout the rest of the world. They're even taking our history out the book. We don't want to talk about you guys ever. We don't want to run the risk of making you guys upset and pissed off about what we've done to you, or the Hispanics, or the Native Indians. Read.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent, that they are confederate against thee.
This is in the Bible. They've come together with one consent that they are confederate against us. Is it a coincidence that there was a certain political party named Confederates that were against us, right? That sought to take our identity away from us? Not sought, that did take our identity away from us and wanted to keep us in that position. And there are plenty of those people that are still overtly in the world today, majority of them covertly in the world, operating and mingling amongst us as if they are our friends, as if the woman and her daughter. I said, are you familiar? How do you feel about the rape, robbery, murder of black Hispanic Native? She says, I don't know. They never even talked about it. If they never run into people like us, they never have a reason to talk about it. Yet they benefit from it. This is why we approach them. Read. Then it's going to start to list people. At first it called them our enemies. Then it says the people that hate us. Now it's going to start listing people. Go ahead.
They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. Give me Genesis 36. What is that dealing with Edom? 36, 21? Go ahead. Read.
This is Genesis 36 and 21. And Dishan and Azer and Dishan, these are the dukes of the Horites.
Okay, we're going to start up a little bit. Because we're going to figure out when they start getting it. What is it, 19 or is it? Boom. Start at 19. Go ahead.
Genesis 36 and 19. These are the sons of Esau.
So now we're dealing with the sons of Esau. Read.
Who is Edom?
Who is Edom? So when it says our enemies, the people that hate us, has done all of these things in an attempt to take our identity away from us, the name of Israel from our remembrance, it lists the first person, Edom. So Esau, who is Edom, let's see what Esau was. Jump to 25, Genesis 25. Let's show you who Esau is, right? Read. 23.
This is Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Jump up to 21. What we're going to read to you is the story of Isaac and Rebekah, right? His wife, who had twins. This is Abraham's child, daughter-in-law, and his grandkids that's going to be brought into the world, right? Twins. Read. Rebekah was pregnant. She went to the Lord to inquire why she was having such pain and complications with her marriage. With her pregnancy. Go ahead. Rocky, that's not dinner, man. Relax. Bring it out. Rocky said, listen, man. See, hey, listen. You see the fight that Rocky has? Rocky is symbolic of so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. And that little damn poodle over there, man, is
Who is it? White people. Give her a hand. Give her a hand.
White people.
White people. Why? We ain't gonna stop calling them white. They just spy. W-H-Y. White people. Bring it out.
It's Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
She was barren. She wasn't even, at the point where she was having kids, right? And Isaac said, I'm going to go and entreat the Lord. I'm going to ask, like, man, what's going on? Like, can you, bless us with a child? And then guess what the Lord did? Let's see what happens. Read.
And the children struggled together within her.
But then when she got pregnant, the children were struggling together, right? And it says children, meaning there were more than one child in her womb. Read.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Lord, what's going on? I'm pregnant, but why am I having these pains? Is it really meant for me to have these children? Read.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
So the Lord is giving her the understanding of what's going on. 2 nations are in thy womb. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And when these twins come forth from your bowels, they're going to be separated. They're not going to be these identical twins. They're not going to be like Tia and Tamir. We're going to have this freaky twin thing going on all the time. Dressed alike, acting alike, finishing each other's sentences. No. They're going to be 2 manner of people. They're going to be separated from thy bowels. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
There was going to be a weak one, and then there was going to be a strong one. Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And it was even prophesied that the older one was going to be in subjection and serve the younger one. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
It says, behold, twins were in her womb. Read.
And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment.
It says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And when we heard from the sister Samara, she says, I actually call them clear people. The reason why the one baby came out red all over, as like we would see a dyed hairy garment or a dyed ram's garment in the scriptures, that's what it was likened to, is because the blood showed forth through the skin. It was translucent. They were literally clear. They still to this day are literally clear. Go ahead.
And they called his name Esau.
And then they called his name Esau, which means what? Wasted away is he. So not only did the scripture match, but even the name that was given to him matches the way that we see him today and the way we understand who this man is today. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Go ahead.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
And coincidentally, as we're bringing out all of this history, we're bringing out all of this information, we read, or we finish, right, rather, on the story of Jacob and Esau. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, who became the progenitor of Israelites, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. That's our forefather. This is the man that we look to, where we got the blessing and the mercy and love and grace from God. But then his brother, his twin brother, his older twin brother that was prophesied that he would rule over, came out red all over like a hairy garment, right? Blood showed forth through his skin, got the name wasted away as he. And these are the people, Esau, who is Edom, who is the chief people that have consulted against us, who are the enemies we were sold to for bondmen and bondwomen. The same people that have consulted against our hidden ones to take the name of Israel away from us. And we understand that that is literally one of the tactics that was happening to us upon those plantations that they were ruling over us in, forcing us to serve hard bondage and servitude, chattel slavery. They took the name of Israel from us. They took everything from us and gave us what? That you was black, that you was a Negro, that you was an African American, an Afro-Asiatic Afro-American, that you had to speak English, speak Spanish. They called you Mexican, Puerto Rican, all of the different various names that we see the people on this side. Is this just, y'all got 2 of them. I looked down and I was like, wait, this might not even be this something. Everybody on this side, the so-called white man gave them these names and took away who we are, took away our identity. So when we read in Psalms 83, it's 2 places amongst many others that is labeling, identifying these people that perform these acts as our enemies. Yet we try to find a way to love them, and we try to find a way to appeal to them so that we don't make them uncomfortable. We're trying to sit up here and tailor our approach to make them comfortable. To hell with the comfort of the so-called white man.
Right.
To hell with the comfort of so-called white children.
Right.
We don't give a damn about them either. We
we're going to come out here and stand boldly in the face of our oppressors, the people that have persecuted us, the people that have made no account of our labors, the people that have tried to rob us of everything that we've had, but through the spirit and power of the Most High God, Yahweh is his name, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, we understand and know that we are his chosen people. And upon our liberation, upon our knowledge being increasing, upon us gathering together and assembling as a nation, you're going to come down and you're going to reap the punishment for all the evil works that you have done to his people. And we can't wait for that day. You're going to keep coming out here diligently. Nothing you're going to do is going to be able to stop this movement from spreading. And it's spreading like a wildfire. It's spreading like a wildfire right now.
Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water. Waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order. Prepare slaughter for all his sons and his daughters. Won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father. Bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water. Waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.